Hey guys, and welcome back to the Money Game with AC. How in the heck are we down 15%? More than 15% 3 days in a row if with the SSR rule in play. This is not supposed to happen. It doesn't make any sense. So guys, in this video I want to quickly go over some facts I found out and will potentially give us the answer to that question. Okay, so stick to the end, guys. I will try to make it as short as possible. First of all, I found something interesting on Reddit. Someone made a due diligence and some analysis on what we call the OTC market, the off exchange. You need to know that the New York Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq, all of the major stocks, they trade on what we call regulated markets, meaning on those markets you have SEC rules you have to follow as an issuer, as a company, as an investor, as a trader, and you also have rules put in place by the market itself. I mean, the market company itself, like the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, and those rules are put in place for the price to be fair. For everyone to play and follow the same rules. Even though we know the guys with the big pockets sometimes do not follow the rules, but officially that's how it's supposed to be. Now you have, besides those regulated markets, those official markets, you have what we call the over-the-counter market, the OTC market. It's pretty much like the off-exchange or private market, where we have what we call dark pools. So dark pools are kind of sandbox where people or investors with big pockets are allowed to go and do business between themselves, because they have huge money coming in, and if they were allowed to play with those amount of huge money into those regulated markets, then the price will be jumping all over the place, and it will not be fair for the retail guys who doesn't have the same amount of capital. Okay, so this analysis is actually giving us a light on why we are having such a drop into AMC stock. So this is what they were able to find out on the OTC market for AMC. So this is the data for January 2021. Okay, so in January 2021, we can see right here that these are all the companies shorting with the amount of shares, and the date they actually did that, plus the number of trades. Okay, so as you can see here, this is from January 2021. Is it January? March? Yeah. Okay, so the beginning of March, you can see here that Citadel, which is the biggest short in AMC, shorted with an amount of 1 billion shares. 1 billion shares, and they did that over 3.6 million trades. A trade is when you buy. When you sell, it's another trade. So if you buy and you sell, that's 2 trades. But they were able to short AMC using 1 billion shares over 3.6 million trades. Guys, this just tells me that, confirms to me and to us that there have been, naked shorting, meaning or selling between each other, and they do it so fast that at the end of the day, it builds up to such an amount, a huge amount of trades. If you add up all of these, shares, we end up with a total of 2 billion shares. 2 billion shares, guys. If we go over AMC outstanding shares, we are having an outstanding shares volume of 450 million. So how in the heck are we able to have someone shorting more than what is actually available on the market? This is what the shorts do, and this shouldn't be allowed. This should be illegal because it's unfair. And the whole purpose of having a stock market, of having an exchange, is for everyone, no matter how big the capital is, to play by the same rules and to have a fair value, But it doesn't. This is just a confirmation that it's not the case, guys. It's not the case. It's simply not the case, and this is how the shorts have been using this to bring the price of AMC down. Now, this is another article, a post that I found on Wall Street Bet Reddit on AMC, and it's actually relevant, guys. Sometimes people post whatever, but this is actually very interesting and relevant for what I just shared. So It goes on explaining what I mentioned over on the OTC, and here, right here it mentioned that, okay, on the off market, the OTC market, we have the FINRA, which is the private regulator for those markets or those off exchange, and they're supposed to do the role of the SEC, but in reality, they are more collecting the data than really doing the regulating and monitoring job. Okay, so the short XM here simply allows the shorters to short the stock to the downside despite the SSR rule being in place, meaning they can short even with the SSR being in place. So the SSR is just useless at this point. Now, it takes an example from the data on March 23rd, okay? So on March 23rd of the exchange volume, meaning on those private market, it goes on saying, discovering that we had a short of 900,000. So you and I are seeing 900,000 shares, but in reality, the amount of shares, including the one on that off market, it's 10 million. 10 million, guys. Now, on the exchange short volume, you know, we have 228,000, but in reality, we have 4 million shares on the shorts side. But in total, if you consider these two, you end up having 14 million shorts with a short XM of 1 million. So we end up having 14 times what should be allowed in terms of short volume, in terms of short shares. And guys, it just tells us that if you take, for example, the day prior to Monday, we had 1.3 million shares shorting AMC. We have been having an average of 1.5 million a day, meaning 7.5 million a week, that we have not been accounted for in the short volume. Everyone has been wondering if and how they have been shorting during the SSR, okay? SSR for the short selling restriction. Yes, they have still been shorting on downside during SSR. This is how they have been doing it, and here are the shares they have been using to do it. Pretty much, guys, this just confirms that the shorts and the hedges are playing dirty. They are playing on the overall exchange where we are all having our shares and trading, but they are playing somewhere where only them are allowed to do so, and this is how they can manipulate the stock price to the death. All right, guys. To me, this gives me the confirmation that AMC is one of the highly manipulated shorts, because to me, it doesn't just make sense that 3 days in a row, we are down 40%. I mean, the most people I know are either buying more shares of AMC, either holding. Even though people are panic selling because of the whole voting thing on the generations thing, I mean, it doesn't account alone to 40% down on 3 days in a row. I mean, last Friday we were at $14 and now we are back to $9 without any bad news happening. Come on, guys, come on. This is just what I personally think. I mean, feel free to think whatever you want. To me, this is just a setup, because this is a setup for a short squeeze. Now, I'm not saying that we'll have a short squeeze happening tomorrow. It may happen next week, next month, next year. Nobody knows. But feel free to think whatever you want to think. This is just my personal interpretation of the facts that I'm bringing to you guys. And I'm still continuing to hold my shares. I was still holding when we're down to 5. So just do what is best for you guys. Just do what you think will be best for you. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think about these whole discoveries on AMC, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.